First, we have Kim Aprill from Feeding Charlotte. Kim moved to Charlotte from Buffalo, New York in 2001 to pursue a career as a clinical social worker. She worked for several years as a case manager and mental health therapist with children and families until she decided to stay home with her 2 young children. She then started her own small business, Natural Wonders Play Studio, LLC, providing open-ended sensory-rich play to children. She has always had a passion for helping others and feels that feeding people is one of the greatest expressions of love. In her free time, she loves to travel with her husband and 2 teenagers, read historical fiction, work out at the YWCA, and cuddle with dogs and babies. Kristy Davis is the Executive Director for Faith, Hope, and Love Mentoring in Charlotte. For over 20 years, FHL has provided mentoring services to underprivileged youth in Charlotte using a holistic method of mentoring to the children and the parents. The children they receive little support at home. They suffer from lack of resources such as food, furniture, and transportation. It's little wonder that they fall behind in school. We've seen countless changed lives, dark futures become bright, and sad faces turn to smiles. I just want to say, when I spoke to Kristy the first time, and she mentioned to me the person who started the organization is a chaplain by the name of Darren McGrew. Darren McGrew was someone I knew when I was in the FBI here. He was our primary chaplain at that time, so we had that connection. And then with Kim, I met her actually through a presentation that Jessica Pearson did in for Charlotte, and was just fascinated by the holistic approach that they utilize in saving food, but also protecting the environment. And I thought that these 2 presentations complemented each other, and we are just so thrilled and happy that you both could join us today. As you can see, our club has a love for nonprofits with promising pages. With Charlotte Speech and Hearing, with Samaritan's Purse, we partner with several nonprofit organizations who happen to also be members.
What's
Samaritan's House? I'm sorry.
Thank you.
There is a Samaritan's Purse.
Yeah. Don't even mention that name.
Oh, purse, feet, and house.
Yeah, there you go. So anyway, before that rude interruption, I was really just going to say thank you for being here, both. And Kim, I will turn it over to you to begin.
Yeah. Thank you all for having me. I absolutely love talking about Feeding Charlotte. I'm the co-founder and executive director. So I'm going to start out by showing you a video we had made last year that explains what we do pretty well, and I'll go into some more detail.
40% of all food produced in the United States goes to waste. So we do not have a food shortage problem. We have a food distribution problem. There's actually enough food produced to feed every single American 3 meals a day. Currently, almost 50 million Americans are food insecure. There's so much food ending up in landfills that should not be there. In 2020, which was our first year of operations, we rescued over 50,000 pounds of food and kept it out of the landfill. That equates to 42,000 meals.
Being affiliated with Johnson Wellness, we partner with Feeding Charlotte as a way to provide a service for overproduction of food as opposed to throwing it away. The people that when they come, volunteers come pick up the food, they're beyond happy to get donations from us, and we couldn't feel better.
Volunteers are extremely important to this process. We need food rescue drivers to take the food, pick it up, and deliver it to the receiving organization. And we're also always looking for monthly donors.
I was looking for an organization that really spoke to me. So as a former teacher, I've seen a lot of kids suffering from food insecurity, and this is a way I could give back and help my students.
Feeding Charlotte is a blessing. You know, you can't receive a blessing if your hand is full, you got to open it up. And I'm always about trying to help somebody, or somebody help me.
So our tagline is food is love, not waste. Because we feel that this food, this amazing food prepared by some of the most well-trained chefs in Charlotte, should go to every single person.
Having a hot meal means a lot. To me, it means a lot. Food makes me happy. It makes me feel good when they are getting the food that they, need. And I just thank God for Feeding Charlotte.
It's just taking care of a lot of people, not just homeless people, but people that need food. I hate to go home and think about somebody being hungry. Before I met Feeding Charlotte, I used to take money out of my own pocket. It takes things like Feeding Charlotte to come in and give people hope.
Just keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Minimize, go to the presentation. Okay. And. Okay, looks like the laptop's about to die, so she's running to get it plugged.
Hey, quick.
Yeah, I know. Hurry.
Garage, we have an extra freezer out here, and I have a challenge. I need to.
Whoops, sorry, hold on. Let me okay, there we go. Oh my gosh, of course, some sort of challenge. So our mission is to rescue surplus, freshly prepared meals to reduce food waste and feed the hungry. We are the only organization in Charlotte that rescues freshly prepared food. There are a couple other organizations that rescue fresh produce and things like that, but we want to stick to this mission specifically because, first of all, it saves our the food recipients a lot of time and money. A lot of our recipients are churches that feed their congregations, feed their communities, and they know who needs the food. And they used to spend maybe all day cooking, and they used to spend a lot of their own money making food. So we're saving them a lot of money. Thank you.
I don't. Just keep talking.
Okay.
I'll figure this out.
So that's our mission. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the background of how we began. If I can get to the next slide. Sorry. Okay, how am I not doing this? There we go.
Boom.
Kelly, were you trying to share her presentation? I had to step away. I think we lost them, guys. There they go.
We always make it about 10 minutes for,
All right.
20.
There's always tech issues.
Yeah.
What happened?
All right, so right now what I'm gonna do is, the computer's doing something weird because it wouldn't be Dilworth Neighborhood Grill without doing some weirdness. So I'm just gonna have you guys come through. I'll get the PowerPoint back up again, but if you just
Do you want me to share the PowerPoint, Kelly?
yes, if you don't mind sharing the PowerPoint so I can get this going again, that'd be great.
I can do that.
And we can just have Kim talk loud.
Okay. Oh, so the microphone's not working. Okay.
Yeah,
that's fine.
you just, yeah,
Okay.
I'll get you.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay, so where was I? Let me think.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, my share thing isn't coming up.
It just completely shut down on us. Yeah, the cord just wasn't plugged in,
Okay.
but when I found it and plugged it in, it just
Was
went.
it already at 0?
I don't know. I don't know. We had just gotten a message, so. We were right in the middle of a presentation too, so this was. not
And then I
helpful.
went to the TV.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're all right. Later. All right.
Just kind of click and push upward. Sometimes you get that screen, you gotta like scroll.
Okay.
There you go. Sorry about that.
I apologize, everybody. No, but still very irritating. Can you hear me now? I'm gonna hand this back to you.
All right, we should be able to
Okay,
go
pull
for
the,
Prosper, I think.
okay, let's pull the,
There you go.
okay, I'm on this slide. We're good to go. Except for, we need to get this out of the way, right? Let's see, minimize that. There we go. Okay. That's not the right slide. This mouse is kind of a,
Yeah, it is.
let's see. Go up. Where did it go? I'm so sorry. I don't know what's going on. Okay,
We
so
messed up your flow.
okay. So just, okay, I'll just use this. Does that work? Perfect. There we go.
Back on track. Only took 20 minutes.
Okay. We did. Okay. So back in 2018, my husband went on a business trip to California. He called me and said, I'm going to all these restaurants here that have stickers in the window that say we are a 0% food waste restaurant. And that got us both curious. So I started researching what that meant and found out at that time that 40% of all food produced in the United States goes to waste. With my background as a social worker, working with a lot of children and families, I immediately started thinking about all the families that I had worked with who struggled to find food, to put food on the table. And I was just like, we have to figure out a way to connect the dots between all this extra food that's ending up in a landfill and the people who need the food. We can do this. So I found I have two co-founders. Neither of them are with the organization anymore, but still, help out in various ways. But so we just got together and started talking to caterers, chefs, different dining hall directors, and they all absolutely hated throwing away food. But the problem is they don't have the time or the resources to figure out where that food can go, where they can donate it. And they just don't have the staff to do it. So that's where we come in. So in April of last year, we actually bought some food rescue software, which is pretty much the most amazing thing that can increase our impact so much, because food donors enter a food donation into the software. It produces an immediate match to one of our food recipient partners. They're all other nonprofit organizations who were already feeding the hungry. And then once that match is made, it sends out an alert to all our volunteer drivers that there's food available to come pick up and deliver. Lately, I think we have right now about 40 registered volunteers. So lately it's been taking 5 minutes for something to get signed up for. They drive directly to the food donor, which our food donors right now are a lot of the colleges and universities in the area, Johnson and Wales, Queens, UNC Charlotte. We have a bunch of caterers on board. We have QC Catering and Roots Catering. Those are our two biggest caterer donors. And then the entire Atrium Health System. So we pick up from Carolinas Medical Center, Atrium Mercy, and Atrium Pineville, and they're looking to add a bunch of other locations with us. So we're doing well with the food donors. Some of our food recipient partners, our newest is Dilworth Soup Kitchen. So they just got food for the first time on Monday. And they were so amazed by it. They got the food from Johnson and Wales. It was about 10 giant catering trays of food now this food has never been served. So it's unserved food, it's just extra. They don't know how many kids are going to come into the dining hall that day. Delivered it there, and they served about half of it immediately because they were feeding people on Monday. and they froze the other half for later use. So it's such a simple process. And, you know, we're just getting started, so we just really need to get the word out that we exist, because once food donors hear about this, they're on board. I mean, it's a no-brainer. They just don't know about us yet. So that's what we're looking to just get the word out, which is why I'm so happy to do things like this. So here's some information that we kind of use to inform our work as well. That 1 in 6 households with children don't know where their next meal will come from. Approximately 15% of Mecklenburg County residents are food insecure. That's up from about 12% since the pandemic began. And then 40% of all food produced in the US goes to waste. Now, the other thing I didn't know about food waste until I started researching this in 2018 was that when food rots in a landfill, it releases methane gas and other greenhouse gases, which are detrimental to the environment. So our mission, we love our mission being twofold: the environmental aspect and the taking care of food insecurity aspect of it. So I kind of already explained this, how it works. We get the food rescue partners. Those are the food donors. We have the volunteer drivers. Like I said in the video, they're the most important part, the drivers. In the first year of our operations, myself and our 2 other co-founders were doing all the driving ourselves. So it's freed up my time a lot to just, you know, do outreach and things like that. And then the food recipient partners. We currently have a total of 25 food donor partners and food recipient partners. Not all of them donate on a regular basis. The ones I mentioned do, so that's why I mentioned them. And then this is showing our impact over time. So what I didn't mention, in 2019, we were actually the chapter of another organization called Food Connection. So we started our impact in 2019 when we were a small organization, just 3 of us doing everything. So that year we rescued and redistributed about a little less than 13,000 pounds of food. We use a calculation from Feeding America that 1.2 pounds of food equals 1 meal. So that's how we calculate how many meals that turns into. So last year we rescued about 58,000 pounds of food. And so that's what, in our 2022 goals, as you can see, are very ambitious, but we feel that we can really get to that goal because of this amazing software. And we just received a $30,000 grant from Lionheart Charities, which allowed me to actually hire a part-time food rescue coordinator. So with the addition of that staff, because it had been just me for a long time, we feel that we can reach these goals. And then the next shows since 2019 how many food donors, food rescue drivers, and nonprofit recipients we have. So here are some of our initiatives. We're also working with, I don't know if anybody has ever heard of social venture partners. So we just won a grant to be social venture partners 2022 investee, along with one other organization. And it's a $60,000 commitment over 3 years. And also 3 years worth of mentoring and strategic planning. And we're working on board development with them right now. So they're going to help us transition from a volunteer-led to a paid staff. Hopefully by the end of 2022, everybody will be paid, a decent amount. That's one of our goals. We want to expand our network of food donors because, as I'm sure you can imagine, we have no problem finding people who need food, but we need to find the food donors. And one thing that we always ask for help to just get the word out to food donors. And one thing we use to tell them is that they will get a tax receipt for their donations. So our software also automatically gives them a tax receipt and an impact report. The software also calculates each volunteer's individual impact, each donor's impact, each recipient's impact. There's just so much data that comes out of it. And the newest data that we're now getting is greenhouse gas benefit. So that's another thing that software calculates. It says, you know, your greenhouse gas benefit is 12, but nobody knows what that means. So then it also says that's the equivalent of this many cars not driven for a month or this many miles not driven. So we're also looking to obtain refrigerated space for our donated food storage. So in case there's not an immediate match or a donation wants to come in after hours, we'll have our own space to store that until it's ready to be used. And we're looking to grow and develop our board and committees. So, you know, SVP is helping us find some more committee members and things like that, but we're still always on the lookout for anybody else who's interested. And these are the ways that we ask people to get involved. So everything is available on our website, feedingcharlotte.org, and you can sign up with Chow Match there. All our volunteer drivers have to take and pass a food safety quiz in order to be eligible to drive. It takes about 30 minutes. Some people don't pass. You have to get an 80% or above to actually be eligible, but that's how we take care of that food safety issue. We have a newsletter that can be signed up for on our website. We're on all the social media. Then I just heard you guys saying, you don't know.
I was totally kidding.
So we're on every single social media channel, and that's people, you know, liking and sharing our posts helps us get the word out. And then also you can donate to us through our website as well. And I left some information over there for people to take if you want at the end of that table. I think I covered everything, but now I want to see if everybody has questions.
Thank you.
Do we want to move to Kristy and then
Yeah.
have questions at the very
That
end?
makes sense.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
that's awesome.
All right,
Thank you, Kim.
thank you.
Like to switch. Chow Match is the piece of technology. That's like technology.
So Kevin, do I just wait?
Yeah, I think Jenny is going to, can you switch to Jenny and have her key it up, or I'm not sure how that's. I think Jenny's got.
I'm not sure it'll work. When I tried it earlier, I couldn't get the sound, but I can try.
Let's try.
Give me 1 second here.
I look very concerned.
This is my resting bee face, you know. All right, let's see if this works.
It's real low in the beginning. Can you turn it up?
I always knew I just didn't want to do like my mom. I just didn't think of it.
I think we are. I can also play it from here. Do you?
Hey, that's you.
Is this video available somewhere?
It's on our website.
It's on your website? Oh, this is Jenny's screen, so I can't.
What the website name is?
There you go, Kelly.
FHLmentoring.com.
Is it on your homepage?
Yeah. Scroll down. There it is, right there.
Oh, 1 second, let me share the screen.
I always knew I just didn't want to be like my mom. I didn't really
That's it,
think of
sure.
my bill. I just didn't want to be like her.
When I first moved to Charlotte years ago and went to work at the bank, I went to a conference that the bank sent me to. And at the end, you were supposed to draw a picture of what you felt like you were really supposed to do in your life. So I sat there and prayed, and I drew a house. And it had two things, and it was kids that nobody loved.
I grew up on the west side of town, at the city road. You know, where we were abused coming out, you know, she had problems with alcohol and drug abuse. Faithful and Love was our way to like get away.
These children have had things happen to them that go in their hair, things that most people don't ever think about or ever have any knowledge of in their life. And yet they're extremely resilient. We love them with everything that we have. So, and they know that we love them.
Once or twice, I was in homework that was very hard. Play, and say, no. I get right back up, I try again. Help people every step of the way. It's just, that's hope. It's hoping that they love. Even when I was like 8 or 7, before I went to love, I was really sad. I wasn't listening to my teachers. I used to not be respectful. But ever since I went to pick up a love, I learned a lot of discipline. Pick up a love does not play. And that's what I like about it. It doesn't play, but it's still, you can still feel that warmth.
Our program is called Faith Up and Love Mentoring, but we're not just a mentoring program. We are a program that is dedicated to these children. Over intimately one-on-one, we've worked with almost 800 children. So since this program started, we have had over 3,000 volunteers. We depend on these volunteers every single day. That is the crux of our program. We are determined that we're going to change their lives, and we do change their lives. We are actually changing the footprint of the community.
Love, and like we said, like the Bible says, love. That means love, without love, seriously, without love, you wouldn't be here.
The most important thing is we want every child to develop saving relationship with Jesus Christ. Because only Jesus.
I could have chose any other place to take my child, but I wouldn't even have it that way. Faith, hope, and love, this is a home forever. If it wasn't for, this program, Faith, Hope, and Love, a lot of kids, wouldn't make it. A lot of kids wouldn't make it. I probably wouldn't have made it.
Thank you so much. I'm Kristy Davis. I'm the Executive Director of Faith Up and Love Mentoring. And I've been Oh.
There
we go. Okay. And I have been the executive director since 2008. We are a program that serves inner city children that have no support at home and are behind grade level. We have a partnership with Charlotte Mecklenburg Schools, and they call us and tell us they have a child that fits that criteria. And if we have room, we take the child, and each child gets an individual mentor every single day. So we do the mentoring, tutoring Monday through Thursday. So each child gets 4 adults. And we do that from 5 to 6. The children come to us after school, and we have extracurricular activities, and we work with them on behavior. We work with them on every issue they have. Most children that are in poverty and grow up in these kind of situations have abuse and neglect issues. So we deal with that. We have counseling. We have partnerships with counseling centers, and we have counselors that actually come into Faith, Hope, and Love and work with the children. It's amazing. We have really been successful with the children that stay with us. And that's because the model works, the one-on-one, because these children have never had anybody sit down with them and work with them on their homework or anything. So when they have an adult that sits with them and works with them, it's amazing the difference. They stand at the door and they wait, and they know exactly who's coming every single day. So we have been so fortunate. The children stay with us through 8th grade. We have had 1 valedictorian from 8th grade, 2 salutatorians. The majority of our children that graduate from 8th grade go into high school in the International Baccalaureate program. We now have an alumni program, and we're serving the children that are in college, which is such an amazing thing. When they came to us, they were making D's and F's and not really keeping up at all. But we also have a ministry to the families, because the goal is to get the families on board so that they will actually be working with the children themselves, and it won't just be us. So we have parenting classes that are taught by counselors. We have cooking classes that are taught by Johnson & Wales. We have financial classes that are taught by representatives from Bank of America, and they come and work with the parents all the time. It's a 4-tier relationship at Faith, Hope, and Love. So we build a relationship with the parents first. The students, of course, when they come in. We also build a relationship with the mentors. And when the mentors come, of course, they want to work with the children. They're very excited about it, but they actually need a little counseling too when they work through this process, because these children are hurting. They have issues that, like I said in the video, will curl your hair. So the mentors need encouragement to keep working with the kids. Of course, they get hooked and they love these kids to death, but we still have to work with them. And then we have a relationship with the teachers. Every child, we know the teachers by name. We can go to the school and talk to them in the hallway or wherever and keep track of how the child is doing and what it is that we need to work on at Faith, Hope, and Love. So we work very hard with those relationships to get them to where they love us and we love them, and it really works. So we have the other thing that is so important about what we do is we're really a 24/7 organization. We work all the time. I mean, at night, at day, at weekends, whenever they need us, we're there. I've actually been to the corner of Remountain West at 2:00 in the morning. I didn't get out of the car by instructions from your friend there. Anyway, to help, and had to go to the highway and get a child because the tow truck wouldn't let him sit in the tow truck, and it just goes on and on. So we help whenever we can. So the parents know we care. They know we're going to be there for them, and they can call anytime they want, and we'll be there. So we walk with them. It's like walking in their shoes in their life. So we know every detail of their lives, what they're dealing with. If they go to counseling, what that entails. We take the children for educational testing, for medical testing. We are one of their major transportations hubs. We have a van, which we're actually trying to buy a bus because now we have too many kids and we need more kids. We wish we could take 1,000 children, but our program is very intense. and very deep. And in order to get into the children the way we want to really make that difference and change that life, we can't be a program that has 500 children because we want to know them personally, one-on-one. We also are a faith-based program, and we believe that the hurts that these children are trying to overcome, it's only God can change their heart and help them to get over what's happened to them. So we need volunteers and we need donors, and we'll treat you like gold if you want to come. But that's pretty much Faith, Hope, and Love. And I'll be glad to answer any questions when we get to the questions.
Thank you, Kristy.
A couple minutes past time due to unforeseen circumstances. So if anyone does have to log off or leave, please do so. But I'd like to open it up to questions, either for Kim or Kristy. Taylor.
I have a question for Kim.
Here, do you want to take this
yeah.
and just pass it around?
Let me stay there.
No, you're fine.
So when I was at the University of Georgia, we started a campus kitchen there. So very much kind of picking up the food. And I know that at least for, this is the middle of the 2000s, there's a lot of concern with the campus kitchens. First, like get them on board. They were worried about legal issues, right? Like, are we going to be, if someone gets food poisoning, like, right? And I remember also at the same time, my wife was working at Starbucks, and they also had that food, and she was throwing out tons and tons of food every night. And whenever she would try to donate it, like, Starbucks is headquartered, like, no. Like, and so have there been laws changed to address this? Because I know that's been a big concern.
Yes. Yes, thank you so much for asking that, because we have get that a lot, as you can imagine, and I meant to say it up there, but I forgot. Yes, there are 2 laws that exist that we have to educate the food donors on, and I sent information about these laws to any potential food donors. There's a national law, and there's a North Carolina law specific. It's liability protection for food donations. So everybody's protected. It basically says if the food is donated in good faith to a nonprofit organization, then they are protected from any liability. But I can tell you that we are part of something called the Food Rescue Alliance, which has about 35 food rescue organizations around the country involved, and some of them have been around for 30 years. Not one single organization has ever come across a legal issue. I mean, there's never been a concern or a complaint from another organization from a person. So, people are just so grateful to get the food. It just doesn't come up. But yes, that comes up so much. And I have the legal fact sheets that I send to everybody to show them and make them feel okay about it. And of course, we have a lot of regulations they have to follow. We won't just take anything. You can't have been served, it has to be packaged correctly, refrigerated, labeled, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, usually when I tell people that stuff, it kind of eases their mind.
Thank you. Anyone online have any questions? Kristy, how many students are you currently serving in your program right now? 20.
And there is a waiting list at CMS, correct?
Yeah, we do have a waiting.
Okay, there's a waiting list at CMS.
And I
Okay.
forgot to tell you, I do have
Excellent, thank you. Anyone in the room have any questions?
Just,
Kevin?
Just a quick comment. I want to just thank you again both for being here. I really like your holistic approach to problem solving, whether it's with food insecurity, which is a huge problem, as we know, and with families. We really appreciate that. You guys are doing an awesome job, and I just want to tip my hat to you. I think it was pretty important too, or pretty significant that you both have a connection with Johnson and Wells, and which and we're going to add them to our speakers list. So thank you both.
All right, so if anyone has any refrigeration, storage that Kim could use, an extra warehouse for promising pages, like just bring it on. All right, well, thank you both so much. We hope that some of the Rotarians here can help out in some way. not share your story with others and maybe someone else could help out. I've been where you are and yeah. It's really hard work, but it's good work and we really appreciate what you both are doing for the community. All right. Uh-oh, Kevin. Oh, we gotta spin the, okay, so, David, can you pull the winning ticket? Or, okay, conflict, Taylor?
I can pull it.
Okay, Taylor, do it. So we're pulling the raffle ticket. I forget about this when we're not in person.
Easy to do.
239. 239. 4239.
I got two more rolls.
I think Howard.
Howard? All right, look.
4239. All right.
All right, Howard.
You're welcome, Howard.
Howard, that was from all your great volunteering that you've been doing recently.
That's right. Thank you, Howard.
Karma was your friend today.
Yeah.
If we could please stand and do the 5-way test. Of all the things we think, say, or do, first, is it the truth? Second, is it fair to all concerned? Third, will it build goodwill and better friendships? Fourth, will it be beneficial to all concerned? And fifth, will it be fun? All right, ding, 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 everybody. Have a great weekend. Dave, great to see you. Everybody.
Have a great day.
And hopefully we'll see you guys in person soon.
Bye, Taylor.